Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. Today is Friday, April 10th, 2026, and today's construction is by Erica Hsiung Wojcik, who's contributed a few puzzles, I think, to the New York Times, including, as I remember, at least one themeless, so I imagine at least a couple of themelesses. Another interesting black square pattern, at least on the left side here. I don't have a ton of time today, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too tricky, but it's a Friday, so we'll expect, a bunch of misdirection, punniness, and wordplay and all that stuff, as we normally expect on Fridays. But hopefully it doesn't take me too long to get through. Let's start solving today's puzzle for Friday, April 10th by Erica Hsiung Wojcik. Phrase said indignantly before a citation, maybe a citation like a ticket, like I'm innocent or something like that. I didn't do it. I'm not sure. Place with flasks and alcohol. A science lab. I am curious about flasks. I think probably we want a science lab there. Nested birds? Question mark. I don't know what sense of nested we want. I almost wonder about the Matryoshka doll type things. I'm not sure. Blank atardecer, Bad Bunny song whose name means another sunset. Otro means another, doesn't it? Arg, what is happening? I don't know. Philosopher Descartes is René Descartes. Worried, anxious or nervous, or could be worried in the active sense. French word in the middle of a name. Middle of what name? Nay? Is that what we want? Annoy, to irk, probably. The flying fox is a type of one. Is it a type of bat? Site with a monument that gets around 7 million ticketed visitors a year. Is this Agra with the Taj Mahal? Totally down for. Game for pop punk band named after video game company with the doesn't look great. Once, for example. Once is a but no, that's once, for example. Fully appreciating something. Wait for a passenger, perhaps. Idle, if you're idling in your car, you might be waiting for a passenger. Status, what? Status quo, I guess. So this must be a U. Bay Area school. You see something? LA is not in the Bay Area. You see... Not sure. Blank from Muskogee, Merle Haggard song. Don't know. Within the realm of reason. Probable? No. Feasible, something bull, I think, probably. Storage unit of memory in the brain. A neuron? Storage unit, I don't know. WNBA star Jewel. I'm not familiar with WNBA players other than Caitlin Clark. C-store offering. What is a C-store? Comes in last, brings up the rear. Good, finally got a long one. Like the original Looney Tunes shorts, lengthwise. One ream or one reel? I don't know if that's right. Like assassins and some sins. Stealthy? Deadly sins, deadly assassins. Okay. Like the glass in many a Dale Chihuly sculpture. Don't remember what his art is about. Helical tools. Helical, presumably referring to the shape, but I don't know what tools those would be. California's San Blanc Island. It looks like San Manuel, but I'm not sure, of course. Dance wildly in a way. Awesome in slang. Beatles song with the lyric, I tried to telephone, they said you were not home. That's a lie. No reply. Does this end in an S? Title derived from the Persian for king is Shah, I think. Hotspot. Legend of Zelda console initials NES for Nintendo Entertainment System. Remove as from a cluttered container without. History unit, an era. That's true about me, right? Aren't I? Foe of Wonder Woman, Ares, I think. Expedite, to hasten. Somehow I've ended up in the bottom right corner. Snowballs, sometimes. Popular antibiotic ointment, polysporin? No. Neosporin? Snowballs, sometimes. Q follower. Q-tip? Pizza shop and do the right thing. Don't remember. Empire State Building's style informally. Deco. Get used to it. Acclimate. Oops. What could this be? Snowball sometimes. Is that ammo? Is that a kind of ammo? I don't know. Cold shoulder, so to speak. Silent treatment. All right. Big Apple Media initials. New York Times? Is that all we want? Sat blank. Sat nav. GPS to Brits. I think they call it satellite navigation. Sat nav. Chinese gambling game invented during the Northern and Southern dynasties. Doesn't look familiar. Split decision. A divorce is a decision to split. Church congresses, I think, are synods. Sal's must be the pizza shop there. Mini tantrum, a snit. Backup for a trapeze artist, a net. Squeeze out is to eke out. Tiki bar, probably what we want there. Let's go up here. Oh, to fish out from a cluttered container. That would, so Fantan. Oh, Fantan Alley is the like Chinatown of Victoria, BC. That must be have some related, something related to that. Dance wildly in a way, I guess, to mosh. In a mosh pit, a hot spot, a desert. Okay. I don't see what this is. Helical tools, I just don't know. Awesome in slang. Rare? I'm just gonna have to guess, I think, at this letter because I just don't know what it is. Fully appreciating something. One that's hard to catch. Slippery as an eel? Is that what we want? Honora's husband in Honora. Oh, what is his name? Russian or... I haven't seen the movie, so I'm going on. Ixnays. Cancels, revokes, drift off. Drift off. Oh, sleep or slumber. Snooze, not long enough. Privileged groups. Elites, maybe? Big cheese. The boss. Topical application could be a bomb. Nincompoop can be an ass. Win-win is a no-lose situation. Key ingredient in Bridget Blue's soup in Bridget Jones's diary. Leak? Actor Edward of a complete unknown. Edward Norton, who played Pete Seeger. Totally down for. So let's see that one. Drift off. Unacceptable. Not okay. So this does look like leak. Drift off. Ixnays. Yes, Queen. I love it. Oh, Ivan? Is it Ivan? Ixnays. Genies? Is that a... Oh, denies. Okay, denies. To drift off is to digress, not to sleep, but to just drift away from the topic of conversation. Taking it all in. Oh, what is this? Soaking it all in? No, this has got to be Rene Descartes. Fully appreciate. Drinking it all in. Aha, okay. Phrase said indignantly before a citation. And I quote? Oh, so not a citation as an arrest, but just if you're trying to prove a point, I guess. Quoting someone. Once, for example. I don't know what this pop punk band is. Totally down for. So in. Does that work? So in for once. For example. No zero? I'm not sure about so in. Arg, what is happening? Blank from Muskogee. Within the realm of reason. Storage unit of memory in the brain. How can I see this? Linked up with. Met. Worried. Jewel. Lot? Lock? What is happening? Am I losing my mind? So this is an ATM, a C-store offering. A convenience store, is that what we want? Like a cash-only kind of place? Jewel Lloyd? I don't... An engram storage unit of memory, okay. Within the realm of reason. Thinkable. Tunable. Tenable. Okay. Nested birds. Turducken. That's very annoying. Okie from Muskogee, right? Worried is feared. Oops. So the UC San Francisco then. I've not heard of it, but cool. Atari's video game company. The Ataris. Totally down for. So in. Oh, once. Numero. Once? Is that like 11 in Spanish? Once is an example of a numero. And then, what is this? What kind of glass? Like the glass in many a Dale Chihuly sculpture. Is this all going to be correct? Do I know this is one real? Deadly is right. Brings up the rear is right. I think one real is right. Helical tools. Agra's got to be right. Manuel probably is right because the M is for sure. Rare sounds like, I'm thinking of, from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme, this cab was rare. I think that's what it is, but I just can't see what. Rised glass? Rosed glass? And that would make this owners, which doesn't make sense. That's not it. Raised? That doesn't make sense either. What could this vowel be? Rised glass? Rused? Is there anything else this could be? Awesome. Awesome. San Miguel. Fire. Fused glass. Augers. There we go. Sorry, my volume was on very loud. Okay. I don't exactly know what an auger is, so I'll have to look that up. Fused glass. Understand now. I was thrown off by San Manuel because I had the M and I was sure about the N. I just thought Manuel, but no, it's San Miguel Island, and that makes this fire, not rare, much more common slang than what I was thinking, and augers makes much more sense. A good amount of crunch, I think, in today's Friday puzzle. Nested birds is a little irritating, but a good clue. Place with flasks and alcohol is misleading, but thankfully I saw through that one right away. Phrase said indignantly before a citation, I definitely thought was going to be more misleading than that, but I like it for, and I quote, it's indignantly maybe not my first choice there, but I understand what they're asking. I also love these long entries. Am I losing my mind? Drinks it all in, brings up the rear, silent treatment, excellent set. And then the stacks, and I quote, turducken, acclimate, neosporin, some really interesting stuff there. Tenable took me a long time. UCSF, I'd never heard of it, so I could have guessed by sort of inference. Bay Area, San Francisco, UC, I guessed already. I just wasn't sure that's what it was going to be, and that numero quite tricky. I'm not familiar with. I think it's 11. I'm thinking of 11 in French, and 11 makes sense for 11 in Spanish. I'm not even sure now, but I assume that's what it is. I'll put it in the video description if I'm wrong about that. Excuse me. An engram, again, not totally familiar with brain science, but I remember sort of hearing about these. What else? Guessed, no reply. I'm not actually familiar with that song, but given what I had in the crosses and given my decent knowledge of Beatles lyric structures, that's a lie. No reply. I feel like that makes sense. Fish out is a good entry, and not a misleading clue by any means, but I don't think I've seen that in the grid before. All these are fine. One that's hard to catch. I just sort of guessed with 3 letters that it might be eel, and then sort of back justified it and thought, okay, how do we make eel work here? As slippery as an eel, that works fine. Aren't I is interesting. I haven't seen that in the grid either, but works a good clue for that. And similarly for Yas Queen. I don't know why it took me so long to get denies for Ixnay. I guess the original Looney Tunes short was one real long, or all of them were one real long. This ends up being Jewel Lloyd. Good to know. This does end up being Leek for Bridget's Blue Soup. And snowballs, I guess, is some kind of ammunition. I don't know that either. But a good grid by Erica Hsiung Wojcik. Thanks to her for contributing this, and thanks to you for watching. If you enjoyed the solve, please let me know by leaving a thumbs up. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, hit that subscribe button. You'll get those notifications to you. And we'll see you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Cheers.